Hey there guys, this is Richard, your host with another marvelous video, Ticket to Elseworlds. Greetings, multiversal maniacs. Marvelous Videos has proudly secured an Ultima Thule after intense negotiations with the monitors of the multiverse, and I've got the golden ticket for all of you. Buckle up for a ride on our Elseworlds Express, where our favourite heroes are plucked from their familiar realms and thrust into bizarre and fantastical settings, some rooted in reality, some mere figments of possibility, and others defying all reason. Join us on this cosmic journey as we explore alternate realities housing peculiar Batmen, each with a story to tell. Today we're diving deep into the multiverse's treasure trove of dark nights and taking you all for a ride you'll never forget. But before we begin, a small request. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. A small click from you means a lot to us. Thank you. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, 1989. This alternate take on Batman was written by Brian Augustyn, illustrated by Mike Mignola, and colored by P. Craig Russell, marking the inaugural entry into the Elseworlds genre. Set in the 19th century, the narrative unfolded as Bruce Wayne, accompanied by his parents, encountered tragedy when their coach was ambushed by a gun-wielding assailant. The fatal shots claimed the lives of his parents, but the resulting chaos summoned a swarm of bats, driving the attacker away. Departing Gotham, Bruce underwent rigorous training abroad, studying under Dr. Sigmund Freud in Europe. Troubled by recurring nightmares of his parents' murder, he interpreted it as a divine calling, prompting his return to Gotham. Reuniting with family friend Jacob Parker, known as Uncle Jake, Bruce encountered Inspector Gordon and assumed the mantle of Batman to combat rising crime. The city was plunged into shock as prostitutes were gruesomely murdered, accompanied by letters signed by the notorious Jack the Ripper sent to Gordon. Framed for these crimes with a bloody knife discovered in Wayne Manor, Bruce found himself incarcerated in Arkham Asylum. Undeterred, he continued his investigation, discovering that the knife belonged to his father and uncovering a photograph linking Uncle Jake to the crimes. Escaping Arkham with Alfred's assistance, Bruce confronted Jake at his parents' grave. Jake confessed to orchestrating the Wayne murders and being the Ripper. In a climactic confrontation, Jake attempted an attack, but Gordon intervened, gunning down the true perpetrator. Convinced that Gotham had found a guardian in Batman, Gordon allowed him to depart, heralding the city's acceptance of its newfound protector. Batman, Holy Terror, 1991. This is the premiere Elseworlds tale adorned with the official Elseworlds logo, unfolded under the penmanship of Alan Brennett and the artistic brilliance of Norm Breyfogle. The narrative unfolds in the 20th century, where the United States grapples under the rule of a theocratic government. Physician to the Privy Council, Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha met a tragic end at the hands of Joseph Chill, orchestrated by the council themselves. Left to perish, Bruce, scarred for life, discovered solace in his faith. 2 decades elapsed, witnessing worldwide chaos as the government ruthlessly eradicated dissenters. Bruce, contemplating a life in the clergy, learned from Gordon that the Privy Council had orchestrated his parents' demise due to their involvement in unethical experiments that turned individuals into metas, costing numerous lives. Determined to expose the truth, Thomas was silenced and Bruce, now devoted to God, vowed eternal service. Embracing the bat costume once worn by his father in a church play, Bruce, now Batman, sought retribution against the corrupt council. Guidance from his father's associate, Charles McNider, led him to the Star Chamber, the epicenter of the meta experiments. Infiltrating with Reverend Judson's credentials, Batman uncovered subjects like Barry Allen and Arthur Curry transformed into meta puppets. Barry disclosed the sinister Dr. Saul Erdel as the mastermind. Confronting Erdel, they encountered Zatanna, the alleged witch in the council's employ. Batman subdued her, but Erdel's malevolence took a toll, with Barry incinerated remotely. Erdel showed Batman the body of Superman, whom he killed with kryptonite as he was becoming rebellious. Bruce, enraged and despondent, faced Erdel and Clayface. Employing liquid nitrogen, Batman vanquished Clayface. In a final confrontation, Erdel succumbed to his own malevolence, inadvertently struck by a ricocheted bullet meant for Batman. Warning the council of his ongoing crusade, Bruce, a godman by day and a nocturnal avenger by night, persisted in his war against the corrupt forces governing the city. Batman and Dracula, Red Rain, 1991. This early Elseworlds story was written by Doug Munch and drawn by the phenomenal Kelly Jones. In this story, we witness Batman delving into a series of murders that plague Gotham, marked by slashed throats and victims drained of blood. During one fateful night, he confronted a vampire who, overpowering him, swiftly escaped. Seeking knowledge, Batman consulted Dr. Ariane, unraveling the secrets of vampires. Simultaneously, it emerged that Dracula and his minions were behind the gruesome murders, transforming their victims into bloodsuckers. A pivotal encounter unfolded when Batman discovered Tanya, a vampire lady who had been subtly turning him into a vampire over the preceding month. Tanya, along with a group of vampire hunters, aimed to eliminate Dracula and sought Batman's allegiance. Bestowed with vampire abilities, Batman, Tanya, and their team engaged Dracula's minions in a deadly confrontation, resulting in the demise of all but but Tanya, who sacrificed herself in vanquishing the last adversary. Now possessing the powers of a vampire, Batman confronted Dracula in a mid-air battle. The climactic showdown concluded with Dracula impaled on a broken utility pole, succumbing to his demise. However, the victory came at a cost, as Dracula drained all the blood from Batman. In the aftermath, Batman underwent a transformation, evolving into a full-fledged vampire, marking a profound and irreversible shift in his identity. Batman, Master of the Future, 1991. This direct sequel to Gotham by Gaslight was written by Brian Augustyn and illustrated by Eduardo Barreto. In this narrative, set 11 months later, Bruce Wayne had retired as Batman and Gotham was grappling with economic challenges. Police Commissioner James Gordon, skeptical of Mayor Tolliver's excessive spending on the upcoming exposition, was concerned about a potential rise in crime. A self-proclaimed Master of the Future, Alexandra Leroy had threatened to destroy Gotham unless the celebrations ceased. Despite the warning, Tolliver remained undeterred. Bruce, realizing the impending danger, had resumed his role as Batman to confront Leroy. The villain, backed by an unknown benefactor, had planned to use a solar-powered ray gun to wreak havoc. After abducting Tolliver, Leroy carried out his destructive plan, resulting in a significant loss of life. Batman had intervened, facing Leroy in an intense aerial battle aboard the airship. Ultimately, Batman prevailed, causing the airship to crash into Gotham's bay. The aftermath revealed Tolliver's death and Commissioner Gordon's discovery that Franklin Claypool was Leroy's secret benefactor. Claypool had aimed to profit from the destruction of specific districts for real estate value. In the conclusion, Bruce's fiancée, Julie Madison, revealed she knew his secret identity and pledged support. Despite the challenges, Batman had remained vigilant, watching over Gotham to ensure its safety. Batman, the Blue, the Grey, and the Bat, 1992. In this alternate Elseworlds narrative, we encounter a Batman reminiscent of the Lone Ranger. Crafted by Elias S. Magin and Alan Weiss, with artistry by Jose Lucia Garcia Lopez, the tale unfolded in 1993. Summoned by Abraham Lincoln, Lieutenant Colonel Bruce Wayne, also known as the Batman from the 13th Massachusetts Cavalry, received a crucial mission, tasked with securing the vast reservoirs of gold and silver in Nevada, pivotal resources for the Union forces. Batman, accompanied by Alfred, journeyed to the region, forming an alliance with Redbird, an indigenous friend. They successfully thwarted an assault by cowboys and rescued Margaret Baronsaver and her aunt, Mary Louise Pilchard. Batman forged an alliance with the legendary Western figure James Butler Hickok and enlisted a group of escaped slaves, referred to as his Dark Knights, granting them freedom in service to the Union. Collaborating to disrupt illicit mining operations, their actions drew the attention of the nefarious Blood Bob Armstrong. Despite Batman's attempts at reconciliation, it escalated into a full-blown conflict. Redbird, upon discovering Bob's role in his parents' demise, killed him. The plot thickened when Margaret and Mary, the orchestrators of the coup, aimed to abscond with the riches. Batman thwarted their escape, but faced a formidable army of lancers. In a moment of dire need, Redbird arrived with a cavalry of 900 soldiers, courtesy of Colonel Kit Carson. Overpowering the lancers, they secured the riches, apprehended Margaret and Mary, and watched as Batman rode off into the sunset. Robin 3000, 1992. This tale was written by Byron Preece and illustrated by P. Craig Russell. In a millennium, Gotham City and the global landscape evolved drastically from their contemporary forms. Recollections unveiled the enduring influence of the Wayne family, whose inventions reshaped space exploration and mitigated famine. Nonetheless, a mutant virus, seemingly a consequence of a misfired Wayne invention, devastated the world. Seizing the opportunity, the Sculpt, an alien race, exploited the resulting chaos, offering a cure in exchange for Earth's submission. Unjustly accused, the Wayne family found itself imprisoned. Bruce Wayne XX, confined, unraveled the genuine legacy of the original Batman and embraced the mantle to resist tyranny. Guiding his nephew, Tom Wayne, as the new Robin, they confronted the Sculpt's relentless assault. In a bold escape, Bruce sacrificed himself to safeguard Tom, who pledged to carry on the quest for justice. With a cybernetic hand, Tom joined rebels on the planet Bolivar. When captured by Sculpt soldier Dragon, they exposed a betrayal by the mercenary Genra, coerced into collaboration. The tables turned as Genra betrayed Dragon, aiding Tom and the rebels. The narrative concluded with the Robin android locating Tom and providing the DNA blueprint to craft another Batman. Despite injuries, Tom was resilient and donned the iconic costume, heralding the resurgence of Robin. Even in that distant future, the enduring partnership between Batman and Robin persisted, underscoring Robin's timeless role in upholding Batman's humanity, offering perspective, optimism, and stability amid the prevailing darkness. Batman Houdini, Devil's Workshop, 1993. In this Elseworlds tale, Batman allied with the renowned escape artist Harry Houdini, a narrative skillfully crafted by Howard Chaykin and John Francis Moore, with the captivating illustrations of Mark Chiarello, which hit the shelves in 1993. Set in an early 20th century Gotham, the affluent Bruce Wayne assumed the role of the nocturnal vigilante Batman. Meanwhile, the famed escape artist Harry Houdini dazzled audiences across Gotham with his performances. The Narrows of Gotham, infamously dubbed the Devil's Workshop, became the backdrop for a chilling series of child abductions by the albino madman Jack Schadenfreude. Batman confronted Jack during one such abduction, but sustained injuries as Jack escaped. A chance encounter at an elite party, attended by the pompous beef baron Elijah Montenegro and covered by journalist Vicky Vale, propelled Bruce and Houdini into a complex investigation. Mistakenly believing Batman to be the abductor, Houdini attempted to apprehend him, only to be stunned and left behind. Together, Batman and Houdini tracked down Jack, leading to a confrontation where Jack met his demise. Revelations followed, exposing Montenegro as a vampire working with Jack, who, in gruesome fashion, drained and abducted children. Batman and Houdini's subsequent battle against Montenegro and Leonora Reinhardt ended in victory, as Montenegro was staked by Vale and reduced to ash, while Houdini used his symbolic trinket to defeat Leonora. In the end, the trio walked into the sunrise, concluding this unique Elseworlds saga. Batman, Dark Joker, The Wild, 1993. This Elseworlds narrative, crafted by Doug Munch and illustrated by Kelly Jones, introduced us to a tale where two magical entities, Magister and Lilandra, gave birth to their second child, destined to be the avatar of the Wild. Tragedy struck when they were attacked and murdered by the malevolent Dark Joker and his ogres. Despite pilfering Magister's talisman and their secret cask, Dark Joker couldn't unlock their powers. In a fit of rage, the Dark Joker hurled the child from the eyrie, presuming its demise. Miraculously, the child transformed into a bat, flying into the jungle. 2 decades later, a stranger warned villagers about the Dark Joker, leading to a tragic ambush. The villagers, misguided in their grief, targeted the stranger, revealed as sorceress Saressa, who summoned the jungle to retaliate. Saressa connected with the now bat-like predator, the child of Magister and Lilandra. Teaching the Batman language and revealing the malevolent essence within the stolen cask, Saressa warned against its release. Fueled by vengeance upon learning of Dark Joker's culpability in his parents' demise, Batman evolved under Saressa's guidance. The Dark Joker, manipulating an innocent boy, released the essence of all evil, unleashing havoc on Hightown. Batman rallied the Hightowners, engaging the Dark Joker in a fierce battle. After a brutal confrontation, Batman vanquished the Dark Joker by biting open his throat and throwing him from the eyrie. In a surprising revelation, Batman disclosed his ability to transform into a man at will. Urging the Hightowners to call on him in times of trouble, he solidified his role as their protector in this extraordinary Elseworlds saga. Superman, Speeding Bullets, 1993. In this Elseworlds narrative written by J.M. DeMatteis and illustrated by Eduardo Barreto, we glimpsed an alternate reality where Kal-El, sent from Krypton, crash-landed in Gotham. Thomas and Martha Wayne discovered his ship and adopted him, naming him Bruce. Tragically, when Thomas and Martha fell victim to Joe Chill's violence, Bruce, overwhelmed by grief, lost control and used his heat vision to incinerate Chill. Consumed by anxiety and grief, Bruce retreated to the caves beneath the manor. His latent powers manifested when robbers attacked and he saved Alfred. The revelation of his alien origin occurred when Alfred showed him the rocket that brought him to Earth. Bruce seized control of Wayne Corporation from Lex Luthor, who sought to take over. By night, he fought crime as Batman. However, criticism arose when Bruce brutally handled thugs while saving Lois Lane. Later, Lois was kidnapped by an insane Luthor who transformed into the Joker. Batman confronted Luthor, halting his nefarious plans. Convinced by Lois to embody hope, not fear, Bruce adopted a new mantle to protect the world: Superman. Batman, Bloodstorm, 1994. Following the events in Batman and Dracula Red Reign, the Joker actively sought out and enlisted the remaining vampires from Dracula's horde. He convinced them to align with him, exploiting their inability to think beyond their next victim after Dracula's demise. Under the Joker's leadership, they took control of most of Gotham's major crime families. Nevertheless, a formidable team consisting of Batman, Catwoman, who was now a werecat due to a vampire confrontation, Commissioner Gordon, Alfred, and a group of vampire hunters from the Gotham City Police Department ultimately eradicated the vampires. During the day, Gordon, Alfred, and their team staked the former crime lords, while Batman and Catwoman confronted the last vampires in a warehouse. In the heat of battle, Catwoman selflessly sacrificed herself, intercepting a crossbow bolt aimed at Batman. Overwhelmed by the loss of the one person capable of holding him control his bloodlust, Batman, in a fit of rage, drained the Joker of his blood, succumbing to his murderous impulse. Horrified by his actions, Batman staked the Joker to prevent his resurgence as a vampire. Subsequently, he convinced Gordon and Alfred to stake him as well, ensuring he couldn't perpetrate further murders. Batman, Castle of the Bat, 1994. This Elseworlds narrative, crafted by Jack C. Harris and illustrated by Bo Hampton, unfolds as a spiritual adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, paying homage to the classic Hammer horror movies. Set in Germany in 1819, the tale introduces Bruce Wayne as a practicing doctor. Despite harboring childhood dreams of becoming an actor, Bruce's father's strict insistence led him down the path of medicine. Tragically, during a journey, the Waynes fell victim to robbers, leaving Bruce orphaned. In honor of his father, he became a doctor and vowed to eradicate criminality criminals. Seeking to revolutionize medicine, Bruce discovered a method to transfer life energies through lightning. His attempts were met with scorn by his colleague, Dr. Seltsam. One night, Bruce and his subhuman servant, Alfredo, stumbled upon a hidden biological laboratory beneath the university. There, he uncovered his father's preserved brain and embarked on a quest to assemble the perfect body. Through a combination of science and lightning, Bruce brought his creation to life. However, the creature, endowed with limited intellect, failed to respond. To enhance it, Bruce adorned the creature in a bat costume, transforming it into a Batman. Under Bruce's guidance, the Batman confronted criminals. Despite imparting the importance of sparing lives, the Batman escaped and abducted Julia, Bruce's love interest. The narrative took a darker turn when Bruce discovered that Dr. Seltsam, his colleague, had orchestrated the robbery that led to his parents' demise. Venturing into Seltsam's lab, Bruce uncovered gruesome experiments being conducted on the robber who orphaned him. Seltsam confessed that the preserving fluid discovery led to Thomas Wayne's elimination. In a climactic confrontation, Seltsam attempted to use electricity against Batman, but Bruce intervened, causing Seltsam to electrocute himself. While aiding their escape, the Batman sacrificed himself in Seltsam's collapsing castle. In his dying moments, the creature recognized Bruce as his son. Batman Leatherwing, 1994. Published in Detective Comics Annual No. 7, this Elseworlds tale, crafted by Chuck Dixon and illustrated by Kiki Alcatena, unfolded during William's rule in England. Leatherwing, a fearsome yet benevolent pirate, terrorized the seas with his ship, the Flying Fox. Accompanied by his aide Alfredo and crew, Leatherwing rescued Princess Quetzchala from a Spanish galleon, unaware that tradition bound them in marriage. Returning Princess Quetzchala to her father, King Hapet of the Cayman Indios, Leatherwing accepted a bracelet from her, which, to his surprise, was the fulfillment of marriage. Perplexed by the marriage customs, he sailed to Vespertilio Cay in Kingston. On board, a young thief named Robin aspired to join Leatherwing on maritime adventures. Captain Joker, the Laughing Man, learned of Vespertilio Cay's location and allied with Captain Felina to betray Leatherwing. Robin, discovering a mutiny, alerted Batman and became his favorite. Felina, posing as a contessa in distress, was saved by Leatherwing, and they fell in love. However, upon seeing Quetzchala embrace him, Felina left in jealousy to aid Joker. Robin, caught by Felina, clarified the confusion surrounding Leatherwing's marriage. Realizing her mistake, Felina teamed up with Robin to confront the Joker. Leatherwing and his crew intervened, leading to a final confrontation between Leatherwing and Joker. In the heat of battle, Robin shielded Leatherwing from a gunshot but was wounded. Leatherwing, in a fit of rage, impaled Joker, sinking his ship. Leatherwing, with precise surgery, saved Robin. He married Felina, and the trio continued their seafaring adventures, scourging the seven seas happily ever after. Batman Citizen Wayne, 1994. Published in Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Annual Issue No. 4, this Elseworlds narrative was co-authored by Mark Waid and Brian Augustine, featuring illustrations by Joe Staton. The story unfolded with a district attorney delving into the deaths of Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent, both discovered in Batman's armor. During the investigation, the attorney unraveled Bruce's past, his father's murder when he was a child, and Bruce's commitment to his father's quest for justice. Bruce ran the Gotham Guardian, exposing corruption in the city. Harvey Dent, a passionate district attorney, believed in combating criminals with force. Childhood friends Bruce and Harvey fought crime in their distinct ways. A mysterious figure in a black bat costume began targeting bootleggers, leading Boss Maroni to mistakenly believe it was Harvey. In a confrontation, Maroni disfigured Dent's face with acid and injured Gordon. Bruce discovered Harvey was the Batman too late. In a fit of rage, Harvey killed Maroni. Believing it was his duty to stop Harvey, Bruce donned white bat armor. They met on a rooftop, with a fierce fight ensuing as Bruce implored Harvey to surrender. Amid the struggle, Harvey slipped and hung precariously. Bruce reached out to help, but the gargoyle gave way, resulting in both falling to their deaths. The district attorney investigating the case was revealed to be Dick Grayson, appointed after Harvey's demise. Inspired by Gotham's heroes, Dick believed only a hero could set the city on the right path. Superman Unforgiven, 1994. In the Elseworlds story featured in Superman Man of Steel Annual Issue No. 6, which was authored by Christopher Priest and illustrated by Mark Bright, readers witnessed a 56-year-old Bruce Wayne. He found himself embroiled in an unyielding conflict for the Free Earth movement in a world dominated by Kryptonian rule. The narrative delved into the past when Jor-El, Krypton's leader, arrived on Earth with Kal and Lara. This was the consequence of a genetic catastrophe that had surfaced during the Clone Wars, leading to the exodus of over 100,000 Kryptonians from their ailing planet. Jor-El orchestrated the overthrow of Earth's government with the assistance of Lex Luthor. Kal-El, the Kryptonian infant, was entrusted to Earthlings Jonathan and Martha Kent, who raised him. During this time, Kal developed a profound admiration for Batman and his unwavering crusade. With unwavering determination, Batman pursued the actual blueprints of the Kryptonian base on the Orchid Islands. Tragically, he met his demise in the line of duty, but not before passing on the blueprints to Kal, while affectionately referring to him as his Superman. Inspired by Bruce's sacrifice, Kal assured assumed the mantle and continued his mission. As Superman delved deeper into the secrets of the Orchid Islands, he discovered that the machines there maintained an agent in Earth's atmosphere to shield Kryptonians from the plague. Initially inclined to destroy the machines and eliminate other Kryptonians, a significant encounter with Lex Luthor altered his perspective. He chose to reinstate Earth's governments, coexist with the Kryptonians, and work gradually toward the liberation of Earth. The ending revelation that Bruce Wayne was still alive and orchestrating events to engage Kal in a complex war game added a surprising twist to the narrative. Batman Black Masterpiece, 1994. Published in the Batman Volume 2 Annual Issue Number 18, this Elseworlds narrative, crafted by Doug Munch and illustrated by Federico Cueva, unfolded in two distinct timelines. In Florence, 1490, Leonardo da Vinci was funded by the Medicis. He encountered profound tragedy when Giuliano Medici and his wife were murdered by a disfigured assassin from the House of Pazzi. Leonardo took in Giuliano's son, Thomas, and trained him as his apprentice. Years later, while drawing the portrait of Mona Lisa del Giocondo, Leonardo and Mona Lisa fell in love. However, Mona Lisa was kidnapped by her jealous husband Francesco, who collaborated with the Pazzis, demanding a ransom from Leonardo. Francesco imprisoned Mona Lisa in the Tower of Four Winds. Thomas, now Batman, used designs from Leonardo's painting The Bat to create a batsuit with a glider. He rescued Mona Lisa, confronting the disfigured assassin and disabling him for life. Leonardo and Mona Lisa were united, and as a gesture of respect, Leonardo initially drew Thomas's Batman behind Mona Lisa. However, Thomas later erased it, turning it into a pentimento, painting within a painting. In the present, the Mona Lisa was stolen by an ex-Louvre employee and his goons with plans to ransom it. Batman tracked them to Gotham, preventing the destruction of the painting and the revelation of the pentimento. Batman returned the painting to Gordon, ensuring that the secret depiction of Batman behind the Mona Lisa remained concealed forever. Batman the Tyrant, 1994. This Elseworlds tale was penned by Alan Grant and illustrated by Tom Rainey and Joe Staton, released in Shadow of the Bat Annual Issue Number 2. On the night of Bruce Wayne's parents' murder, Jonathan Crane intervened just in time to save him from a fatal gunshot. Subsequently, Crane became Bruce's mentor, teaching him to instill fear in criminals. As Bruce, he engaged in philanthropy, gaining unanimous support as the civic leader of Gotham. As the city leader by day and the crime-fighting Batman by night, Bruce instituted a seemingly successful fascist state, resulting in a substantial drop in crime. The citizens of Gotham sympathized with Bruce and accepted both facets of his life. However, Lonnie Macon, the rebellious hero Anarchy, exposed Batman's manipulative methods, revealing that he was drugging everyone to maintain control. Operating as the subversives, Anarchy united villains and Gothamites against Batman's oppressive rule. Batman, fueled by Crane's gas, arrested Vicky Vale and Commissioner Gordon, using them as test subjects. Anarchy orchestrated a threefold attack on Parents' Day, leading to Alfred's death and a violent confrontation between the villains and state police. In the final showdown, Crane attempted to release mind-altering gas upon Gotham, but was thwarted by Anarchy and the subversives. Anarchy sacrificed himself, detonating a bomb and killing Crane. Batman, confessing his deeds on television, surrendered to the enraged citizens of Gotham, who, in a vengeful act, burned Wayne Manor, ending Batman's reign as they took his life. Batman in Darkest Night, 1994. In the 1994 Elseworlds tale crafted by Mike W. Barr and illustrated by Jerry Bingham, the dying Green Lantern, Abin Sur, bequeathed his ring not to Hal Jordan, but to Bruce Wayne. Assuming the mantle of the Green Lantern, Bruce averted the birth of the Joker by thwarting the Red Hood gang at the Ace Chemical plant. The Guardians of the Universe then assigned Bruce the task of bringing the power-hungry Sinestro to justice. Bruce succeeded in defeating Sinestro and banishing him to the planet Quad. However, Sinestro created a yellow ring and absorbed the mind of Joe Chill, the murderer of Batman's parents. Batman confronted Sinestro, now grappling with a dual consciousness, and successfully defeated him. In a shrewd move, Sinestro convinced the Guardians that Bruce was unfit to wield a power ring. Consequently, the Guardians bestowed 3 power rings upon worthy Earth dwellers, Queen Hippolyta, Clark Kent, and Barry Allen, who, alongside Kat Matui, confronted Batman. Sinestro infiltrated the Batcave and killed Alfred. Sensing impending danger, the Green Lanterns rushed to the cave, engaging in a battle against Sinestro's forces. Despite their efforts, Sinestro managed to escape. The Lanterns apologized to Batman, seeking his guidance, but Bruce declined, encouraging them to safeguard Earth from threats like Sinestro. Thus, he embarked on a personal quest to track down Sinestro, reciting his unique oath along the way. With signal green come darkest night, that superstitious, fearful might. Beware the creature of the night, the weird avenger, blazing bright. Batman The Black Knight, 1994. This Elseworlds narrative, published in Catwoman Annual Volume 2, Issue No. 1, was penned by Christopher Priest and brought to life by the artistic talents of Federico Cueva. The stage was set in the year 1275 AD, amidst an ongoing civil war in the realm of Augustonia. Emperor Maddox of the House of Lords sought the eradication of the House of Selene, condemned by the Church of Augustine as savage cannibals and baby killers. Ra's al Ghul, known as the Catman, a demonic figure with feline traits, stood as the protector of the Selenites. Timon Vicker, the Black Knight and the Emperor's son, led the Augustine Legion soldiers and successfully tracked down and killed Ra's. However, on his return, he and his army were ambushed by Catwoman. Timon deceived Catwoman by falsely claiming another dead soldier was him. Catwoman, in her human form, tended to the wounded Timon. As they spent time together, a bond developed, and Timon learned that Catwoman was, in fact, Talia, Ra's daughter. Their love blossomed, but their union faced adversity when the Augustonia legionnaires attacked. Timon valiantly defended Talia. Moved by compassion, he approached Emperor Maddox, advising reconciliation with the Selenites. In a fit of rage, Maddox struck Timon. In a swift and deadly response, Talia, in her Catwoman form, attacked and killed Maddox. Timon and Talia found themselves in a river, pursued by a giant crocodile. Talia sacrificed herself to save Timon. She sustained severe wounds and passed away in Timon's arms, beseeching him to save her people. Batman Brotherhood of the Bat, 1995. This story was penned by Doug Munch and featured illustrations by a diverse team of artists: Jim Aparo, Jim Balint, Brett Blevins, Norm Breyfogle, Vincent Giordano, Tom Grummett, Mike Manley, and Graham Nolan. Set 53 years after the millennial apocalypse, the Ebola Honduras strain 9 virus had decimated 97% of humanity, plunging the world into chaos marked by rampant crime and injustice. In Gotham, ruled by gangs and patrolled by paramilitary forces, Ra's al Ghul rose again in the Lazarus Pit. Unveiling his responsibility for the virus, Ra's planned to sacrifice 23 million more lives to restore balance between nature and humanity. Establishing a new base in Gotham's Batcave, Ra's appointed 10 Batmen to enforce brutal control in Gotham, indiscriminately eliminating those who opposed them. However, Talent, a citizen of Gotham, saw through the facade. Learning from his mother, Talia al Ghul, that his father was Batman, Talent obtained the key to Wayne Manor and his father's Batman costume. Convinced by an elderly Gordon and Barbara, Talent donned the costume and confronted Ra's in a demon Batman guise, ultimately defeating the 10 Batmen and delivering them to the police. With restored confidence, Talent faced Ra's in the demon Batman costume once more. Ra's managed to get revived in the Lazarus Pit, despite having been hurt lethally by Talia and Talent. After regaining sanity, he ceded Gotham to Talent and departed to conquer the world. Talent assumed the mantle of Batman, developed a vaccine for the virus, and embarked on a quest to revive the world from its dire state. Batman Manbat, 1995. This tale was written by Jamie Delano and illustrated by John Bolton. In this gripping narrative, Marilyn Monroe, a fervent animal rights activist, and her accomplice Mac embarked on a mission to infiltrate Eden Corps' genetic facilities in Arizona, intending to compile video witness evidence. The perilous mission took a tragic turn as they faced an attack from a mutated wolf, resulting in Mac's tragic demise. Marilyn narrowly escaped with a classified vial, unaware that its contents harbored a plague with the potential to obliterate humanity. After a plane crash, Marilyn sought refuge with Francine Langstorm, wife of Kirk Langstorm, the original Man-Bat. Upon meeting Kirk, Marilyn discovered the catastrophic nature of the vial she possessed. Kirk, harboring resentment toward his halfling sons Eugene and Virgil, unveiled his plan to use the plague to engineer locusts, aiming to eradicate humanity and usher in a new generation of bat species. Amidst these events, Francine underwent a complete transformation into a woman-bat. Batman, acting on Eden Corps' commission, traced Marilyn's path and reached Kirk's lair. In a desperate bid to save Marilyn and himself, Batman unintentionally led to Virgil's demise. Kirk then disclosed his grand plan, sparking an ethical confrontation with Batman. Despite their efforts, Batman and Marilyn were powerless to prevent the release of the locusts. Concurrently, a heated argument unfolded among Francine, Eugene, and Kirk. In a moment of realization, Kirk acknowledged the flaw in his moral code and mission. Recognizing the vital role of humans in Earth's survival, Kirk, assisted by his telepathically controlled bats, thwarted the locust threat with support from Francine and Eugene. In gratitude, Kirk pledged seclusion within the caves as long as humans refrained from disturbing him. Batman, honoring his promise, apprehended Marilyn while committing not to disrupt Kirk's newly formed Bat family. Superman and Batman DoomLink, 1995. This is an Elseworlds narrative crafted by Christopher Priest and illustrated by Eduardo Barreto, exclusively featured as a promotional insert within Kenner Toys' Superman and Batman Cyberlink Armor Multipack. Set in an alternate metropolis, Superman and Batman relied on Cyberlink armor for their invulnerability. The plot unfolded with Superman and Batman chasing Lex Luthor, equipped with formidable battle armor. Batman intervened to prevent Superman from falling into Luthor's trap through a portal, tracking him to a secret lair. They conquered death traps filled with kryptonite robots. By disabling these threats, they thwarted Luthor's schemes. Although Luthor escaped through a portal, Batman cleverly recalibrated it, redirecting the villain straight to the city jail. Batman and Captain America, 1996. This Elseworlds tale was written and drawn by John Byrne. In this narrative, readers bear witness to the collaboration of Batman and Captain America, alongside their respective sidekicks, Robin and Bucky, as they delve into a nefarious plot orchestrated by the Joker in Gotham. Amid their investigation, they successfully rescued Robert Oppenheimer, learning of the Gotham Project, a nuclear warhead under construction by the United States. Despite suspicions that the Joker's funding came from millionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, the military assigned Steve Rogers to shadow him. After a brief clash, Bruce and Steve uncovered each other's true identities and swiftly joined forces. Batman partnered with Bucky, while Captain America joined forces with Robin. Their investigation revealed that the Joker was working for the Red Skull, who, in turn, served Hitler's agenda. Red Skull aimed to detonate the nuclear warhead, destroying much of America and ushering in the rule of the Third Reich. Batman and Captain America thwarted the plan by attacking the plane carrying the warhead. When Joker discovered Red Skull's allegiance to the Nazis, he attempted to stop him. Ultimately, the Joker and Red Skull plunged into the ocean with the warhead, leading to its detonation. However, Batman, Cap, Robin, and Bucky emerged victorious. In the epilogue, Dick, now assuming the role of Batman, Bruce Jr., the new Robin, aided by Bucky, rescued Captain America from a block of ice, marking his triumphant return. Batman Dark Allegiances, 1996. Set against the backdrop of 1930s America, Howard Chaykin skillfully penned and illustrated an Elseworlds narrative unfolding in a pre-World War II era. By day, Bruce Wayne assumed the guise of a futurist industrialist, while by night, he battled corruption as Batman. His initial encounter involved thwarting the White Legion cult's sinister plot of human sacrifice, during which Batman unmasked the cult's leader, revealing an unexpected adversary. Okay. Overpowered in the confrontation, Batman was aided in escaping by his loyal ally, Alfred. As the narrative unfolded, Bruce encountered Senator Putty and filmmaker Milt Bigsley, sharing his vision for a utopian America. To his surprise, he discovered that politicians perceived Batman not as an individual, but as a collective force of Batman. Unbeknownst to Bruce, political figures envisioned using Wayne tech to subdue the Batman. Simultaneously, Bruce found himself entangled with Hollywood seductress Kitty Grimalkin. Blackmailed by politicians, Kitty was coerced into keeping a watchful eye on Bruce. Disguised as Catwoman, she attempted to pilfer Wayne tech weapon records. Batman intervened, leading to Kitty's revelation of her true identity, Selena Kyle, manipulated by Bigley's threats to her career. As the plot thickened, Bruce uncovered a conspiracy involving Putty, the Joker, and Bigsley working in collusion. Their nefarious scheme involved assassinating Franklin D. Roosevelt and Hitler. Batman thwarted their plan, resulting in the Joker's demise and the exposure of the collaborators. Hitler shot Putty, and Bruce received a new assignment from Roosevelt. In the story's conclusion, Catwoman, Batman, and Alfred, dressed as Robin, set off on a new adventure, leaving readers with the promise of more intriguing exploits. Batman, Scar of the Bat, 1996. This story was written by Max Allan Collins and illustrated by Eduardo Barreto. Adapted from the autobiography of G-Man Elliot Ness, The Untouchables, this tale transported us to 1928. Capone's brutality, exemplified by the murder of two of his men, Piazzi and Lamberto, captured the attention of the government. Alexander Jamie, head of the Justice Department, collaborated with Prohibition agent Elliot Ness to form a Capone squad, tasked with dismantling the gangsters' operations. The squad, consisting of Ness, Danny Rasher, Frank Bazile, and George Kochen, took aggressive action against Capone. During their mission, Rasher hinted at his inspiration to fight crime, drawn from watching The Mark of Zorro. Impressed by the swashbuckling hero leaving his mark on villains, Rasher suggested that someone adopting the guise of the Batman from the movie The Bat could strike fear into the hearts of hoodlums. Following Rasher's idea, a man dressed as the Batman wielding a baseball bat interrogated Capone's men for their boss's whereabouts. The situation escalated when Capone's men ambushed the Capone squad, resulting in Rasher sustaining fatal wounds. Though the assailants believed Rasher was the Batman, it was eventually revealed that Ness, adopting the Batman persona, attacked Capone. Ness, unable to kill Capone, later hunted down and eliminated the men who ambushed the feds. In the aftermath, Ness visited the dying Rasher, who extracted a promise to abandon the vigilante role, place the Batman mask and bat in his room, and let the Batman legend die with him. Keeping his word, Ness collaborated with the feds to bring Capone to justice on charges of tax evasion fraud. Capone was imprisoned and later died, and the Batman, having fulfilled his purpose, faded into obscurity. Legends of the Dead Earth, Fables of the Batman, 1996. In Batman Annual Issue number 20, written by Doug Munch and illustrated by Vincent Giordano, the narrative unfolded in a distant corner of the universe where Earth's heroes and their tales had been scattered among the stars following the planet's demise. The tale began with an elderly figure named Paseo narrating Batman's legends to 3 children within a blister dome. This storytelling tradition aimed to instill moral values in the youngsters before they underwent brain programming and assumed roles as city servicemen. Paseo's first legend revolved around the Mad Jester, alias Magister, who had sought to control minds and rob individuals through augmented reality holocasts. Batman and his ward, Dark Bird, had thwarted his sinister plans, leading to the imprisonment of the perpetrators on the Arkham floor of the Crime Control Mountain. The moral lesson emphasized the prevention of control over the mind, as crimes against it were the gravest. The second story introduced Selina Kane, aka Catfem, attempting to seduce Batman into her schemes. However, Batman had outsmarted and apprehended her, emphasizing the moral imperative not to succumb to the allure of evil. The third tale involved Harvey Dent, a former protector of Gotham who disapproved of Batman's methods, leading to his own downfall and transformation into Splitface. Batman had intervened, capturing Harvey and conveying the moral that one could not justify evil actions in the pursuit of good. The concluding story portrayed Batman and Dark Bird defending against an attack by the Scarecrow at the Crime Control Mountain, underscoring the moral that the greatest fear was that of fear itself. As the children's initiation phase commenced, the revelation unfolded that Paseo was, in fact, Batman. He'd intervened, preventing the chaperones from programming the kids and liberating them, guiding them to his domeless Gotham City, infused with the principles he'd instilled in them. Legends of the Dead Earth, King Batman, 1996. Crafted by Alan Grant and illustrated by Brian Apthorpe, this tale unfolded in Shadow of the Bat Annual, issue number 4. The narrative began with the ultimate evil standing alone on a solitary asteroid, the final remnant after the universe's demise. Motivated by a desire to prevent evil's triumph in the new universe, he recorded warnings, imprinting thought images on subatomic particles, hoping that future beings would discover them. He found out a past point in time from another world, where if any pivotal juncture event was changed, then the universe would survive. There, the Lizard King, Ophos Archaeos, dominated most of the world except New Gotham. King Bruce, governing New Gotham by day and publicly operating as city hero Batman by night. He had Duke Alfredo as his advisor, his friend Richard as his retainer, and his son Robin, who held him in high esteem as he was the city hero. Alfredo didn't give in to the threats of Ophos, and New Gotham went into war with the Lizards. Crucial revelation occurred during the battle when Batman died, exposing that Bruce was never Batman. It was Richard who had assumed the role. In an emotional exchange with Robin, Bruce confessed his fear of violence, which is why Richard took his Batman. He asked Robin if he was ashamed of his father. Robin replied that he loved him for who he was. This was the pivotal moment that led Bruce to go to war with Ophos, this time as a new Batman. Bruce finally defeated Ophos and his men and instilled hope. Despite this momentous change, the universe met its demise, making way for the emergence of a new one. Legends of the Dead Earth, Warbat, 1996. This story was published in Detective Comics Annual Issue number 9 and was written by Chuck Dixon and illustrated by Flint Henry. On a distant planet in the far future, 3 kids, Deals, Bruggo, and Gila, discover a humanoid war robot from a long-ago conflict. Motivated by the legends of Batman, the youngsters adorned the robot with the emblems of the Dark Knight and reactivated it. They fashioned Robin costumes for themselves using the rubble from the war robot's cargo. Programming the war robot, they christened it Warbat and dispatched it to eliminate the last of their generation's old enemies, the Kryptonians. To their surprise, they found that the Kryptonians were long extinct, with only their genetic constructs and a jokester bot remaining. Warbat engaged in battle, cutting through the multitude of genetic mutants. In the climatic confrontation with the jokester bot, Warbat self-destructed, taking its adversary down with it. Deals, Bruggo, and Gila made a conscious decision not to inform their elders that the Kryptonian threat no longer existed, allowing them to continue living in that bubble. Legends of the Dead Earth, Executioner, 1996. This narrative unfolds in Legends of the Dark Knight Annual Issue number 6, penned by Alan Grant and illustrated by Barry Kitson. In the distant aftermath of Earth's destruction, the legends of that world persisted among the stars. Kathy Kane, daughter of Robert Kane, also known as Batman the Executioner, awoke one night to the tragic discovery of her father's suicide. Further investigation revealed that Robert had taken his own life out of remorse for executing innocents, including Aaron Zaz, whose wrongful death haunted him. Before Before his demise, Aaron cryptically mentions Zelina Kyle to Robert, prompting Kathy to assume the mantle of Batwoman in pursuit of the truth. However, Zelina met an untimely end before divulging any information. Delving into the archived journals of the original Mondial, Kathy uncovered a startling history. The Mondials, survivors of a crash landing on Earth 5 centuries prior, embraced chaos, inspired by the tales of Gotham's Batman from their fallen world. Over generations, they orchestrated crime, framed the blameless, and publicly executed them for societal entertainment, ruling through fear and discipline. Armed with this knowledge, Kathy confronted Commissioner Mondial and his cohorts, emerging victorious in their showdown. She chose to spare Mondial's life on the day of his scheduled execution. In doing so, Kathy vowed that the House of Bat would never resort to killing, thus honoring the essence of the original legend. JLA Kingdom Come, 1996. In the alternate reality of Earth 22, Mark Waid crafted a compelling Elseworlds narrative complemented by the artistic prowess of Alex Ross. In this iteration, Bruce Wayne assumed the mantle of Batman, dedicated to fighting crime. However, as time progressed, he grew disillusioned with the superhero community, witnessing a blurring of lines between heroes and villains. The emergence of a new hero named Magog, who took a lethal approach, further fueled Batman's skepticism. A tragic event where the Joker killed Lois Lane and Daily Planet employees led to Magog executing the Joker. This incident pushed Superman into retirement, losing all hope. Subsequently, Batman's identity was exposed, resulting in the destruction of Wayne Manor by the collaboration of TwoFace and Bane. Bruce adapted by making the Batcave his permanent residence and deploying a legion of robotic Batmen, the Bat Knights, to defend Gotham. His daily activities were assisted by an exosuit. Teaming up with Lex Luthor, Batman sought to unravel Luthor's plans against superheroes and attempted to free the mind-controlled Billy Batson. As the conflict between superheroes and supervillains escalated, Batman intervened with an assembly of superheroes, donning his mechanized Batsuit. In a pivotal moment, he played a crucial role in halting the battle and aiding Wonder Woman when the US Army launched nuclear missiles. Following the resolution of the conflict, Batman assisted the wounded, radiating hope at the end of this intricate Elseworlds tale. League of Justice, 1996. This tale was written by Ed Harrigan and drawn by Dick Giordano. In the story, we see that the kingdom of Udith was under the control of the tyrant magician Luthor, who wanted to rule his own multiverse through the use of necromancy. He found an infant from Krypton and brought him up to be his minion, Sovereign. Bruce Wayne, the Batmancer, was leading a resistance against Sovereign and was indirectly doing the bidding of the Lady of Birds, a sorceress who wanted to free Udith. The lady brought 4 teenagers, Brett, Elsie, Neil, and Ken, accidentally through the Elseworld gate and assigned them the crusade of overthrowing Sovereign, or else they'd be stuck in Udith forever. With the help of Longbow, Green Arrow, Phaeton, Atomus the Palmer, Batmancer, the Martian, and the Green Knight, they fought with Luthor and Sovereign and killed them, in turn getting the powers of the superheroes. While Fred, Elsie, and Neil made it back to the real world after the quest ended, Ken stayed back to be of use in Udith with the powers of the Martian. Batman Dark Knight Dynasty, 1997. This Elseworlds graphic novel, crafted by Mike W. Barr with illustrations by Scott Hampton, Gary Frank, and Scott McDaniel, unfolded across 3 distinct timelines. In the dark past of 1212, Templar Knight Joshua Wainwright confronted the immortal Vandal Savage, who had stolen a substantial gold shipment. Savage's immortality originated from radiation emitted by a meteor crashing on Earth. Intent on acquiring the meteor's power again, Savage developed a sphere, but Joshua thwarted his plans by throwing him into it. Despite Joshua's vow to stop Savage through the ages, Savage, posing as a Templar leader, framed Joshua for gold theft, leading to his burning at the stake. Fast forward to the dark present, the 20th century, on Bruce Wayne's wedding day, where tragedy struck with the murder of his parents. Disguised as Vincent Sinclair, Savage infiltrated Bruce's life, aiming to utilize Wayne Enterprises' space shuttle to capture the meteor. Motivated by an ancient painting of Joshua, Bruce assumed the mantle of the Bat and commenced an investigation. Ultimately, Bruce halted Savage's attempt to acquire the meteor, resulting in a fatal re-entry for Bruce, but survival for Savage. In the dark future of 2050, a technologically advanced new Gotham emerged, with humans and intelligent apes coexisting. Discovering the mysterious deaths of the past 13 Wayne generations, each donning Bat-themed attire before demise, Brenna Wayne, vice president of Wayne Tech, also adopted the Batwoman persona. Investigating Savage, she confronted him on the meteor intended for an Earth crash. Savage was left adrift in space on the meteor, while Brenna successfully returned to Earth alive. Thrill Killer and Thrill Killer 62, 1997 and 1998. Thrill Killer is a crime noir written by Howard Chaykin and illustrated by Dan Brereton, released in 1997, with its sequel, Thrill Killer 62, coming out in 1998. Set in the year 1861, the narrative unfolded against the backdrop of the sexual revolution and the Vietnam War. Despite Gotham's trajectory toward hopeful optimism, crime persisted and political corruption remained rampant. Barbara Gordon's childhood was marred by the brutal murder of her mother. Distraught, she sought refuge in a circus where she she encountered and fell in love with Richard Graustark, an acrobat. The duo abandoned the circus for a life together. Bruce, on the other hand, endured the tragic loss of his parents, forcing him to sell everything to settle his father's debts. Growing up in an orphanage, he became a hardened detective at the GCPD. Barbara, now the owner of Wayne Manor, and Richard teamed up as the crime-fighting duo Batgirl and Robin, assigned to bring the vigilantes to justice. Bruce discovered deeper malfeasance involving the city council and the mayor's office. Amidst the unfolding drama, the Lady Joker, Bianca Steeplechase, emerged as the mastermind behind criminal operations for Mayor Ryan. She killed Richard's family. Bruce, now collaborating with Barbara, exposed corruption in the Penguin Lounge. Confrontation with Mayor Ryan and Lumati resulted in Richard's death, prompting Bruce to adopt the mantle of Batman in tandem with Barbara as they pursued justice. Batman Mask, 1997. Mike Grell penned and illustrated the Elseworlds tale, paying homage to Gaston Leroux's renowned work, The Phantom of the Opera. Set at the turn of the 20th century, Batman responded to a summons from Chief O'Hara and Commissioner Gordon regarding a fleeing thug navigating rooftops. A confrontation ensued on the stage of an opera house during a performance of The Mask, starring Harvey Dent. Batman subdued the miscreant, but an unfortunate incident scarred Harvey's face and psyche. He was soon replaced by another actor. Bruce found solace in dating Laura Avian, the play's lead actress. Unbeknownst to him, Harvey harbored an obsessive love for Laura, resulting in stalking and ultimately murder when the show manager sought to recast him. Laura discovered Bruce's dual identity, intensifying her inner turmoil between the Caped Crusader and Harvey, who sparked her artistic side. On the night of the play, Harvey killed his replacement and took his place. Obsessed with Laura, Harvey attempted to kill her with a chandelier, succumbing to his own tragic fate. Batman saved Laura, who, in her grief, asked him to accompany her to Ballet Parisienne. However, Bruce, tethered to the chaos of Gotham, declined, leaving Laura to flee in sorrow and Bruce to grapple with his solitude. Daredevil Batman Eye for an Eye, 1997. This Elseworlds graphic novel was penned by D.G. Chichester, with illustrations by Scott McDaniel. In this story, Daredevil and Batman joined forces to thwart TwoFace, who had teamed up with the Marvel villain Mr. Hyde. Batman tailed the two criminals to New York, coinciding with Daredevil's investigation into a series of computer equipment thefts linked to the same pair. Initially in conflict, Batman and Daredevil engaged in physical combat before reconciling and choosing to collaborate. TwoFace and Mr. Hyde stole a computer chip with capabilities resembling a human brain. However, the chip necessitated organic brain tissue for its housing. Two-Face's plan involved inducing Mr. Hyde to consume a drug, hastening chip formation and ultimately leading to Hyde's demise. This would enable Two-Face to extract the chip from Hyde's brain. A revelation emerged that Harvey Dent and Matt Murdock were once friends. Before Dent's disfigurement, he advocated for offering criminals a chance at rehabilitation, while Murdock believed in final justice. Now embracing Dent's perspective, Daredevil persuaded Two-Face to spare Hyde during a confrontation. Two-Face agreed to assist Daredevil and Batman in curing Mr. Hyde of the drugs in his system before disappearing, attributing this act of goodness to the enduring influence of Harvey Dent. The story concluded with the heroes unmasked as Bruce Wayne cautioned Matt Murdock against returning to Gotham, a proposition that Murdock interpreted as a dare. Elseworlds Finest, 1997. This Elseworlds narrative was crafted by John Francis Moore and illustrated by Kieran Dwyer. Despite developing superpowers while growing up, Clark never assumed the role of Superman. Instead, he concealed his superhuman abilities behind a mild-mannered demeanor, choosing a career as an investigative reporter at the Daily Planet. The plot unfolded when Professor Thaddeus Lang was kidnapped by Ra's, propelling Clark, along with Lana and Bruce, into an adventurous quest to rescue him and recover the Codex of Argos, a map to the concealed city of Argos, discovered by the adventurer Jason and his Argonauts. In Argos, Clark stumbled upon the ancient Kryptonian godstone known as the Harbinger, a deity with the power to create and destroy worlds. Upon touching it, the Harbinger revealed Clark's Kryptonian origins, imprinting his mind with directives to follow Kryptonian orders and establish a new world order on Earth. Suppressing these dangerous thoughts, Clark implored Bruce to end his life, fearing the catastrophic consequences he might unleash. In a difficult decision, Bruce reluctantly stabbed him in the heart. However, Talia's magic and sunlight revived Clark. Liberated from the Harbinger's influence, he embraced the mantle of Superman to protect humanity after saving everyone from potential disaster. Batman Crimson Mist, 1998. In his sequel to Batman Bloodstorm, Alfred revived Batman by removing the stake, hoping Batman would quell Gotham's rising crime. Now transformed into a vampiric creature, Batman ruthlessly eliminated nearly all criminals, both inside and outside of Arkham, becoming an unstoppable force of destruction. In the ultimate showdown against Two-Face's forces, Batman sustained fatal injuries. To empower Batman for his final battle, Alfred made the ultimate sacrifice by giving his own life. Batman, fueled by his newfound strength, brutally vanquished all the villains, and the cost was high. Gordon perished in the conflict. As the last traces of opposition vanished, Batman, taking solace in death, walked into the sunlight and disintegrated into dust. Batman Dark Knight of the Round Table, 1998. Drafted by Bob Layton and illustrated by Dick Giordano, this Elseworlds narrative unfolded against the backdrop of King Arthur's era. Morgana Le Fay, Arthur's half-sister, seduced him, giving birth to Mordred, an illegitimate heir. With sinister intentions, Morgana aspired to place Mordred on the throne, ushering in a dark age. In response to this looming threat, Arthur banished all male children, including the Wainsmores, from England's shores. Guided by a vision involving bats and the House of Wainsmores, Morgana conjured a bat demon to annihilate the Wainsmores. Although the demons successfully assailed their ship, Bruce, the sole survivor, washed ashore on the Isle of Avalon. Adopted by the three queens of Avalon, Bruce underwent rigorous training, becoming a formidable warrior. Directed by Merlin, appearing as a giant bat, Bruce assumed the mantle of Batman, armed with weapons forged in dragon breath and cooled in its blood. Blessed by the Lady of the Lake and wielding Sir Thomas Wainsmore's sword, Batman embarked on a quest, thwarting Mordred's forces and rescuing Richard Grayson, an orphaned victim. Alfred dubbed Richard as the new Robin, and Batman, joined by allies, confronted the unholy alliance of Ra's, Talia, and Mordred. As Batman battled Ra's and his zombie army, a fit of rage resulted in Robin's demise. Batman led Arthur's army, defeating Ra's and condemning him to hell with the assistance of a multitude of bats. In a poignant climax, Batman vanquished Morgana with his father's sword. Arthur and Mordred, mortally wounded, retreated to Avalon, awaiting England's next peril. A glimpse into 1940 revealed a Batplane combating Nazi forces, hinting at Batman's enduring legacy. Batman I, Joker, 1998. This Elseworlds story was illustrated and written by Bob Hall. Set in a futuristic Gotham dominated by a tyrant known as the Bruce, this narrative unfolded during the annual Night of Blood, a religious festival where individuals vied for the chance to overthrow the Bruce and assume the role of Batman. However, participants first had to conquer one of Batman's surgically enhanced adversaries, each transformed into a notorious villain from Batman's rogues gallery. Joe Cullen spearheaded a resistance against the Bruce alongside his girlfriend Maria and friend Dar. Their plan to assault Bruce's citadel via the Batcave was thwarted, leading to Dar's betrayal. In a desperate act, Joe silenced Dar before he could reveal the Batcave's location. Dr. Clibon, one of Bruce's henchmen, surgically transformed Joe into a Joker, retaining his memories for a fair fight. Bruce, in a brutal move, crushed Mariah's larynx, turning her into a mute Robin. Discovering an old recording of the original Bruce Wayne, who urged the need for a savior if Gotham were ever in peril, Joe drew inspiration and donned the cape and cowl. A showdown on the Citadel's roof ensued, with Joe ultimately defeating the Bruce. Urging Bruce to admit his mortality, Mariah delivered the final blow using Killbon's surgical laser. In the aftermath, Joe and Mariah assumed the roles of Gotham's new Batman and Robin, embodying the legacy they'd fought so hard to reclaim. Batman Reign of Terror, 1998. This Elseworlds story was written by Mike W. Barr and drawn by artist Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. In 1794, Captain Bruce Wayne, a first coalition soldier turned patriot, grew disillusioned with the toll of the French Revolution and left the military. Returning to Paris, now under the grip of the tyrannical Committee of Public Safety, he reunited with his wife, Jennifer Sincere. She learned of her parents' involvement in the committee and their impending execution by the guillotine known as the Blade of Death. Bruce sought a way to save them. Following his father Thomas's counsel, Bruce joined the committee, attempting to persuade its leader, Maximilien Robespierre, to spare his in-laws. Despite his efforts, Bruce failed to alter Robespierre's decision. In response, Bruce adopted the guise of a bat, becoming a symbol of ill fortune for those threatening the innocent. As La Chauve-Souris, the Batman, he rescued Jennifer's family and others. Yet, his identity was exposed when committee leader Hervé Dente captured him. With his mother Martha and wife Jennifer also apprehended, Bruce's sister Rochelle aided his escape, assuming the role of the new Robin. Batman and Robin embarked on a mission to rescue Martha and Jennifer from a flying blimp, facing off against Hervé and Thomas, who sided with the committee. In a fierce battle, man scarred Hervé's face, disfiguring him on both sides. When Thomas attempted to kill Batman, a tragic explosion resulted, claiming both Thomas and Hervé's lives. With the committee's reign over, Bruce, accompanied by his family, relocated to England, leaving behind him the tumultuous era of the French Revolution. Batman Two Faces, 1998. Crafted by Dan Abnett and Danny Lanning, with artistry by Anthony Williams and Tom Palmer, this 1998 Elseworlds tale pays homage to R.L. Stevenson's Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Set in Gotham City during the Victorian era, the story unfolds as a flashback recounted by Gordon to Peregrine White. In 1886, millionaire Bruce Wayne hosted a gala to showcase the Twilight Orchid, attended by Gordon, Pamela Isley, and Gotham's elite. Tragedy struck when Two-Face and his thugs attacked, killing Pamela before a powerless Bruce Bruce. Consumed by guilt, Bruce sought to cure Two-Face's dual personality disorder. Crafting a potion from the Twilight Orchid, Bruce gained superhuman strength, adopting the mantle of Batman to dismantle Two-Face's criminal empire. Simultaneously, a white-skinned madman known as the Joker terrorized Selina Kyle's brothel. Batman, in pursuit of the Joker, encountered resistance from Selina, now Catwoman. Amidst the chaos, they joined forces to track down the Joker. In a confrontation, the Joker, fueled by superhuman strength, brutally attacked Selina, leaving her paralyzed from the waist down. Despite Alfred's warnings, Bruce, obsessed, consumed a more potent potion. In a trance, Batman sent letters to Gordon and Two-Face, inviting them to a meeting. Revealing himself as the Joker, Batman, in a moment of control, leaped to his death. In fulfilling Bruce's last wish, Two-Face consumed the potion, curing his duality. Donning the Bat costume, Two-Face emerged as a crusader for justice, carrying on Batman's legacy. Superman and Batman, Generations, 1998 to 1999. This story was written and drawn by John Byrne. This engaging narrative spanned numerous decades and generations, providing a distinctive exploration of the lasting legacies of Superman and Batman. The story commenced in the late 1930s, the golden age of comics, marking the simultaneous debut of Superman and Batman. However, within this Elseworlds creation by John Byrne, time progressed uniquely, with characters aging in real time, offering a novel perspective on their iconic journeys. As the narrative advanced, readers observed the Silver Age, the rise of new heroes, and the challenges confronting the superheroic lineage. Superman and Batman confronted the intricacies of growing older, mortality, and the evolving nature of their roles as guardians of justice. A central theme emerged as the superheroic mantle was passed down to the descendants of these legendary heroes. The storyline seamlessly integrated with significant historical events, capturing shifts in society, familial ties, and the passage of time, while also exploring the repercussions of superheroes existing in a dynamic world. JLA The Nail, 1998. In 1998, Alan Davis penned and illustrated an Elseworlds saga spanning 3 issues. In this alternate reality, the Justice League comprised Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Hawkwoman, The Atom, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern. However, Metropolis Mayor Lex Luthor, Vice Mayor Jimmy Olsen, and journalist Perry White orchestrated an anti-meta-human campaign built on lies. A tragic fight left Green Arrow paralyzed, fueling his belief that the Justice League was an extraterrestrial threat. Hawkman perished in the same battle. Under the banner of the campaign, metahuman organizations and supervillains were systematically eradicated. The Joker, armed with energy-generating gauntlets, exploited the chaos at Arkham Asylum, killing Robin and Batgirl, and was about to kill Batman. However, Catwoman freed Batman, who, in a televised showdown, neutralized the Joker, severing his neck. While the Justice League's credibility suffered, Batman and Catwoman retreated to the Batcave. Investigative journalist Lois Lane uncovered that Jimmy was the original mastermind. He experimented on himself to become a Kryptonian hybrid, conducting similar experiments on other metahumans. Batman, Catwoman, Atom, and Flash aided the Justice League's escape. During a confrontation, a farmer from the Amish family intervened when Jimmy was about to kill Batman. It was later revealed that Clark, the farmer, disintegrated Jimmy in a fight. Joining the Justice League, Clark later embraced his destiny as this Earth's Superman. The Batman Chronicles, Berlin Batman, 1998. This Elseworlds story was published in the Batman Chronicles issue number 11 and was written and illustrated by Paul Pope. The story is set in Germany. When Badok Wayne was a little boy, he witnessed his Jewish parents being murdered by an anti-Semitic mob. Badok vowed to wage a lifelong battle against all criminals and injustice in order to get revenge for their murders. He developed his body and mind as he grew older. After inheriting his parents' money and land, he was motivated by a bat that flew into his house to use this emblem to put fear into the hearts of the criminals, terrorizing wealthy and corrupt Nazis. In 1938, the Austrian economist Ludwig von Mises' collection, books, and notes were seized by the police as a result of his opposition to Nazi party policies and the Third Reich. When Badok was informed about this by his friend Kommissar Garten, he rushed to the train yard as Batman to steal Mises' work. In an effort to prevent Mises' writings and principles from falling into the wrong hands, he attempts to halt the train. But Garten's men surrounded him, so he detonated the train instead and escaped. In the memoirs of Robin, Badok's assistant, Batman was hailed as an inspiration to New Age heroes and rebels and an embodiment of freedom. The Batman Chronicles, The Bride of Leatherwing, 1998. This Elseworlds story was published in Batman Chronicles issue number 11 and was written by Chuck Dixon and drawn by Kiki Alcatena. In this alternate reality narrative, a ballad unfolded, recounting the tale of Felina, the Bride of Leatherwing, from the Batman Leatherwing story. The narrative revolved around the grand adventure wherein Felina, alongside Robin Redbird, endeavored to reach Kingston Port aboard the ship known as Cat's Paw. However, their journey took a perilous turn when Cat's Paw was attacked en route and Felina was captured by Admiral Cobblepot. Admiral Cobblepot's nefarious intention was to hoard all the riches on the ship for himself and, in exchange for a hefty sum, deliver Felina to either the Iberian lords or the Pope. News of this treachery reached Leatherwing, prompting him to intercept Cobblepot's ships. In a strategic move, Leatherwing avoided causing harm, and upon discovering Felina unscathed, he seized control of Catspaw. In a fitting response, Leatherwing left Cobblepot stranded on a longboat in the frigid ocean. The ballad concluded with a cautionary note advising all to exhibit proper behavior in the presence of Felina, marking the end of this swashbuckling tale. The Batman Chronicles Curse of the Catwoman, 1998. This horror noir was penned by John Francis Moore and illustrated by Kieran Dwyer. In this narrative, we witness private investigator Bruce Wayne tackling the mystery of the Society Slasher, a perpetrator targeting elite socialites and slashing them within an inch of their lives. In the course of his investigation, Bruce confronted the slasher, who was ultimately revealed to be a woman with a weird cat persona. Bruce narrowly escaped from this feral assailant. At a club one night, Bruce encountered Selina Kyle, and a deep and passionate romance blossomed between them. Their love flourished for over a month until Selina abruptly departed without providing closure. Bruce, grappling with heartbreak, immersed himself in solving the Weircat case. His pursuit led him to the Kincaid mansion, where he discovered Selina. Selina unveiled a tragic tale. She and Terry Kincaid were in love, but Terry's disapproving father violently opposed their relationship. Selina was assaulted and left dead, who transferred her own curse of the animal spirit to her so that Selina lived. Selina has been exacting revenge as the Weircat. Bruce, after meeting the gypsy woman, underwent a ritual to assume the animal spirit curse, freeing Selina from its grasp. While Selina was cured, Bruce, now a Warbat, took to the Gotham skies, continuing his crusade in a transformed guise. Batman Tarzan, Flaws of the Catwoman, 1999. This Elseworlds DC Dark Horse crossover tale was written by Ron Mars and drawn by Igor Kordy. On the eve of the Martha Wayne Wing inauguration at the Gotham Museum of Natural History, Bruce Wayne encountered archaeologist Finnegan Dent, responsible for procuring artifacts for the museum. Detecting irregularities in Dent's artifacts, Bruce sensed a problem with their origin checks and paperwork. Coincidentally, he crossed paths with Lord Greystock, aka Tarzan, who shared the same concerns. Their suspicions deepened when they encountered Catwoman, revealed to be Princess Kefretari from the hidden kingdom of Memnon, attempting to steal a golden cat bust. She revealed that Dent was the one who looted it from Memnon, but they were ambushed by Dent's assassins. Working together, they were able to fend them off. Realizing Dent's sinister plans to loot Memnon, Batman, Tarzan, and Kefretari united in a mission to stop him. Dent attacked them near Memnon, but Tarzan's lion, Jad Baljar, disfigured Dent. Dent took Kefretari hostage, killed her father, and wanted to take over the throne. However, when he and Kefretari went to mummify the king's body, Batman and Tarzan attacked and captured them. Although Batman tried to save him, Dent was pinned by the falling rubble. Tarzan and Kefretari left him in the tomb to die, and they locked it from outside. In the aftermath, Kefretari expressed her love for Bruce, asking him to stay, but Bruce, committed to his relentless crusade as Batman, explained that his life had already been dedicated. With a friendly handshake, Bruce and Tarzan parted ways. Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham, 1999. This chilling Elseworlds narrative was written by Doug Munch and drawn by Jim Balin. In this alternate rendition of Gotham, heroism and villainy danced on a dark and treacherous stage. Selina Kyle's parents, Thomas and Martha Kyle, were brutally killed, leaving Selina orphaned. She devoted herself to rigorous self-training, eventually adopting the mantle of Catwoman to combat crime and cleanse Gotham of its criminal elements. Collaborating with Commissioner Gordon, who summoned her using a cat signal, Catwoman became a beacon of justice. Bruce Wayne, known as Batman, assumed a maniacal persona in this narrative, emerging as a disturbed serial killer. He dispatched the Joker and subsequently eliminated the entire rogues gallery associated with Catwoman to retain her sole infamy. Under the guise of Bruce Wayne, he engaged in a flirtatious courtship with Selina, eventually leading to their marriage. However, Bruce's facade quickly crumbled as he murdered Selina's best friend, Brooks. A fierce confrontation ensued between Selina and Bruce, with Selina ultimately overpowering him. She restrained Bruce as he dangled from a citadel's pinnacle, revealing a shocking truth. Bruce was the one who callously murdered Selina Kyle's parents for his amusement. Bruce plummeted and collided with a rock, carried away by the river. In the aftermath, Selina visited her parents' graves, whispering that she was carrying a daughter. Batman Haunted Gotham, 1999-2000. This Elseworlds narrative, crafted by Doug Munch and illustrated by Kelly Jones, unfolded in a gothic and ghostly rendition of Gotham City. In this eerie realm, ghouls, monsters, and humans coexisted, and the city stood at the crossroads where hell threatened to consume Earth and annihilate all of reality. The tale took shape when Thomas and Martha, returning from Dr. Emil Varner's reanimation experiment, fell victim to a werewolf, witnessed by an adult Bruce Wayne. A skeletal figure named Cal imparted to Bruce the revelation of his destiny. Guided by his father's ghost, Bruce, under Alfred's mentorship, donned the Batsuit and learned of his grand duty. As Batman, Bruce collaborated with Commissioner Gordon, unveiling the unsettling truth about Varner, Thomas, and Martha's involvement in the occult group Secret Six, also known as the Invisible College. Varner, expelled for unethical experiments, formed a pact with the evil evil lords of Gotham, unleashing a zombie horde upon the city. Unraveling the mystery, Batman confronted Varna, now calling himself the Joker, a grotesque fusion of reanimated corpses. In a climactic battle, Batman defeated the Joker, liberating his father's head, which served as a conduit for the Dark Lords. Collaborating with Alfred, Gordon, and Cat Magic, Batman faced the Chaos Serpent god Ophidian, bringing an end to the supernatural menace that had threatened Gotham's very fabric. This narrative served as a direct continuation of Daredevil Batman Eye for an Eye, authored by Alan Grant and illustrated by Eduardo Barrito. The storyline unfurled as Daredevil followed Catwoman to Gotham after she pilfered confidential data files on Kingpin, delivering them to Scarecrow. Batman intervened, asserting his jurisdiction over the city and imposing his own rules. Discovering that Scarecrow had grand plans for New York, Batman and Daredevil united their efforts, embarking on a joint mission to track down the menacing villain. The plot unraveled a sinister scheme. Scarecrow sought dominion over Kingpin's arms deals, manipulating the crime lord's henchmen with his fear-inducing gas. Aiming to become the king of New York, Scarecrow plunged the city into chaos, unleashing violence and death and spreading fear far and wide. Kingpin thwarted Scarecrow's assassination attempt and went atop the Statue of Liberty, where Scarecrow was operating, and planned to disperse the fear gas. Batman and Daredevil intervened, leading to a fierce confrontation. Scarecrow deployed his fear gas on Daredevil, but the man without fear resisted its effects with laughter. Although they managed to apprehend Scarecrow, Kingpin escaped, issuing threats to expose their identities publicly and take legal action against them. While good ultimately prevailed, the victory remained incomplete. Batman Book of the Dead. Doug Munch crafted an enthralling Elseworlds narrative, brought to life by Barry Kitson's illustrations. It transported readers to 14,000 BC, where the old Egyptian gods descended upon Earth, preceding an impending biblical flood. These calamities, termed precessions, were revealed as cyclical purges ingrained in human history. The gods' concept dictated that humans had to strive for godhood and divine knowledge, facing purges every 280,000 years if unsuccessful. Osiris created a divine staff housing the light and knowledge of the gods, hidden by bat god Necron in the Giza pyramids, a labyrinth of puzzles. Jealousy fueled God Set's act of decapitating Iris, which was countered by Isis's revival. Necron, victorious in a battle with Set, claimed the god stuff, hiding it in the underworld but succumbing to injuries. Archaeologists Thomas and Martha Wayne discovered the god stuff's secrets through a bat cartouche, meeting their demise at the hands of a three-fingered assailant. Inspired by the cartouche, Bruce embraced the mantle of Batman, enlisting historian Sheila Ramsey to uncover the truth behind his parents' murder. Ramsey predicted an imminent purge, propelling Batman into the pyramids, where he faced his parents' killer and completed divine tasks to unveil the god stuff's location. Emerging as Bruce Wayne, Batman declared on television that humanity must now strive for the god's secrets, marking the resolution of a tale intertwining mythology, archaeology, and the ascent to godhood. Batman Demon, a Tragedy, 2000. In this unique Elseworlds tale crafted by Alan Grant and vividly illustrated by Jim Murray, readers were transported into a Gotham shrouded in dark, operatic tones. A bat demon, a creature from the abyss, haunted the city at night, ruthlessly preying on criminals and tearing them limb from limb. Simultaneously, Bruce Wayne, an ordinary Gothamite, has wrestled with parallel dreams of these demonic entities since the tragic loss of his parents. His affliction extended to an unusual sensitivity to moonlight, compelling him to nightly confinement. A potion from poison ivy, administered with the aid of his beloved Glenda, granted Bruce a peaceful slumber. Yet, when the demon clashed with Catwoman, the potion's influence left him incapacitated, as he was somehow connected to Bruce. As an act of revenge, he butchered Ivy. The next dawn, Alfred, revealed as the legendary wizard Merlin, exposed an ancient pact in millennia past. Merlin summoned the bat demon Etrigan to repel an invasion by the kingdom of Metropolis. Bruce, with selfless bravery, became the vessel for Etrigan's containment. Shockingly, Bruce's parents' murders also emerged as fabricated memories. In the present, as Bruce grappled with resurfacing memories, Etrigan's powers were also growing uncontrollable. Desperate, Bruce implored Merlin for aid in remaining awake to control Etrigan. Yet, freed from Bruce's constraints, Etrigan wreaked havoc on Gotham, claiming the lives of Catwoman, Croc, and Gordon. He telepathically connected with Bruce and threatened to kill Glenda. In a heartbreaking choice, Merlin proposed a spell of forgetfulness. Bruce, despite knowing the cost of forgetting Glenda, agreed. The spell erased recent memories, leaving Bruce unaware. The next morning, Alfred told Bruce about the death of Glenda at the hands of Etrigan, but Bruce had forgotten it all. His entire life had been marred by tragedy, yet he remained oblivious to his cruel twist of fate. Batman Lobo, 2000. This twisted tale was written by Alan Grant and drawn by Simon Bisley. In this story, Scarface sent Lobo to kill the Joker, but the Joker had another plan. He offered Lobo $10 million only if he killed Batman. Lobo, disguised as Batman, initiated a killing spree across Gotham, targeting both criminals and civilians. His victims included those close to Batman, such as Robin, Nightwing, and Batman's assistant, James. Batman, fueled by anger, swore that Lobo would pay for his atrocities. As the violence escalated, the Joker was compelled to intervene. A startling revelation came to light. Batman disclosed that Joker was Batman's long-lost twin, Joey Wayne. In a dramatic turn, the Joker killed Scarface while Batman engaged in a fierce battle with Scarface's henchmen. Using a mind-controlling gas, Batman subdued Lobo and suggested that he leave Earth and pursue a path of goodness. Finally, Batman took the Joker into custody, concluding a tale of deception, familial ties, and the struggle between chaos and justice. The Batman Chronicles, Apocalypse Girl, 2000. This story was written and illustrated by the Panda brothers. In this Elseworlds tale, Zia, a resident of alternate Earth 14Q3X9, became the central figure. Her father, a scientist, invented an interdimensional travel device that identified frequencies, facilitating the machine's navigation through warp channels for interdimensional journeys. Zia, in a drug-induced mishap, time-traveled to an alternate Gotham on the brink of the millennium. Here, a reflective Batman sought to transform from a symbol of fear into a beacon of hope. But to Zia's bafflement, her touch induced rapid decay and combustion, inadvertently causing a fatality on her first night. Batman unraveled that Zia's cellular structure harbored antimatter energy from her travels, leading to these destructive effects. A citywide manhunt ensued, culminating in a fatal sniper shot aimed at Zia. In a serendipitous turn, her father ventured to this alternate reality for her rescue. As she readied to return home, Batman bequeathed her a glove. The amalgamation of positive matter from Batman's realm and the glove reversed Zia's affliction, ultimately saving her upon her re-entry to Earth. The Batman Chronicles, Mystery of Citizen Wayne, 2000. This story was written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by Michael Gaydos. In this Elseworlds tale, we're presented with an alternate reality where Bruce Wayne met his demise. His last utterance, Rosebud, became a cryptic mystery for Clark Kent to unravel. Assigned to uncover the meaning behind this enigmatic word, Kent diligently pursued leads, questioning individuals such as Dick, Selina, and Gordon, but none provided the sought-after revelation. The trail eventually led Kent to Alfred, who finally disclosed the significance of Rosebud. It was revealed that the pistol responsible for the tragic demise of Bruce's parents in Crime Alley bore the name Rosebud. In a poignant twist, it became evident that Bruce, in his final moments, reflected on the very instant when his Bruce Wayne persona had truly perished. This narrative offered a unique exploration of Bruce Wayne's mortality, weaving a tale of mystery and introspection around the poignant last words he uttered and the symbolic connection to the tragic event that marked the beginning of his transformation into the Dark Knight. The Batman Chronicles, Silent Tale of the Bat, 2000. This silent narrative was written by Jordan B. Gorfinkel and illustrated by Dick Giordano. This Elseworlds narrative unfolds like a dream sequence, featuring a young Bruce strolling toward the theater with Thomas and Martha, both donned in bat suits, to catch the Mask of Zorro. In the ticket queue, various incarnations of Bruce and his parents are surrounded by different iterations of Batman, engaged in intense battles. As the movie concludes, they traverse through the crime alley, accompanied by Joe Chill, who guides them to the Hall of Bat. Presenting Martha with her pearls, they're abruptly returned to Crime Alley, where Chill callously shoots Thomas and Martha in front of the young Bruce. In a macabre turn, Chill hands Bruce a packet, revealing a batsuit within. Adorning the suit, the young Bruce assumes the mantle, and a new Batman emerges from the shadows. The story shows the inevitability of the existence of Batman. Even if there are too many, Batman will keep taking birth in the dimly lit Crime Alley. Batman, the Doom That Came to Gotham, 2000. In the 2001 Elseworlds narrative co-crafted by Mike Mignola and Richard Pace and illustrated by Troy Nixie, the story unfolded in the eerie ambiance of 1920. Explorer Bruce Wayne, accompanied by his Robins, embarked on a quest to find Professor Oswald Cobblepot. They narrowly escaped with Cobblepot's aide, Grendon, who defied death with an inexplicable icy aura. Back in Gotham, Bruce discovered Kirk Langstrom's lifeless body, whispering his name in an ominous tone. The plot thickened as Jason Blood warned Bruce of the evil he unleashed and that Bruce had to die to stop it. Batman delved into the mystery, exploring Langstrom's diary. It prophesied a looming catastrophe tied to the cursed book, The Testament of Ghoul. In possession of the book, Talia transformed Professor Manfred into a monstrous entity and resurrected Ras, unleashing a plague that turned Batman into an undead being. Brendan and Killer Croc claimed the lives of Jason and Dick. Ras, sacrificing Freeze, summoned the Weed Creature. Batman, wielding holy weapons from Oliver Queen, confronted and defeated the Weed Creature, rescuing Tim. Harvey Dent's transformation into a portal to the realm of the old gods unraveled a deeper mystery beneath Gotham. Armed with Queen's weapons, Batman defeated Croc and journeyed through the portal where Ra's attempted to summon Log Sotha. In a climactic battle, Batman impaled an arrow into Raz's heart, reducing him to ashes. Log Sotha arrived, slaying Talia, but Etrigan intervened, banishing the entity. Batman scorched Harvey, closing the gateway, ultimately retreating from the public eye and assuming the role of Gotham's guardian as a bat creature. The Batman of Arkham, 2000, drafted by Alan Grant and illustrated by Enrique Alcatena. This tale unfolded in the year 1900 with Bruce Wayne at the helm of Arkham Asylum. By day, Wayne served as a respected psychiatrist, employing comprehensive and empathic therapies, earning a notable success record with his patients. In the nighttime, he transformed into a vigilante, aiding in populating the asylum cells. Contrary to the typical portrayal of such institutions, Wayne's method stood out for their compassion. Jonathan Crane, a subordinate asylum staff member, disagreed with Wayne's humane approach. Meanwhile, the Joker concurrently spread his brand of lunacy across the city. Seizing an opportunity when Wayne succumbed to Joker gas and fell into a frenzied state, Crane took control of Arkham and imposed his harsher methods on the patients. Despite Wayne's revival, he lost control temporarily. Eventually recovering, Wayne regained command of Arkham, confronting and capturing the Joker. Subsequently, he dedicated his life to curing the Joker of his madness, weaving a narrative where compassion and conflict converged within the walls of Arkham Asylum. Superman and Batman, World's Funnest, 2000. This tale was written by Evan Dokin and drawn by various artists. In the classic Silver Age comic style of World's Finest, Superman, Batman, and Robin delivered the supervillain duo Lex Luthor and the Joker to the authorities. Batmite and Mxyzptlk made simultaneous appearances, with Batmite admiring Batman and Mxyzptlk tormenting Superman. The clash between the two imps resulted in the deaths of Superman, Batman, Robin, Luthor, the Joker, and other heroes like Batwoman, Batgirl, Supergirl, the Justice League of America, the Legion of Super Pets, the Legion of Superheroes, and the Spectre. The conflict escalated, consuming Earth, the universe, and even the Phantom Zone. Following the destruction of their reality, Batmite fled to Earth 2, pursued by Mxyzptlk, leading to Earth 2's demise. Batmite escaped and Mxyzptlk followed, repeating the destructive cycle across various worlds or universes. Throughout this process, they mocked the characters and comics they encountered, often breaking the fourth wall and satirizing the seriousness of characters inside comics. The climax occurred in the Kingdom Come universe, where Mxyzptlk hurled a magic bomb at Batmite. Surprisingly, Batmite deflected it back using the helmet of Kingdom Come's Flash, the only surviving artifact. Exhausted, both imps burst into laughter, acknowledging the entire escapade as an entertaining experience. They reset reality to the beginning of the Silver Age, promising to meet again next Tuesday, leaving the impression that the preceding events were part of a shared recreational activity among magical imps. JLA Active Guard, 2000. Doug Munch wrote this tale with illustrations by Dave Russ. On May 23, 2000, the Black Light event simultaneously halted all technology on Earth and permanently stripped superpowered beings of their abilities. Legendary heroes like The Flash, Green Lantern, and Superman faced personal failures in the aftermath. Formerly empowered figures struggled with newfound mortality, while those without superpowers, like Batman, had to fill the void in combating rising crime. Technological supervillains seized control, presenting a challenge to non-superpowered heroes. Steel, Booster Gold, and Blue Beetle confronted Toyman in a deadly showdown, only to be betrayed by the tech-focused supervillains they faced. Meanwhile, retired heroes faced personal struggles. Superman separated from Lois Lane. Green Lantern was fixated on defeating his nemesis Sonar, and Supergirl sought justice as a cop. Almost a year later, a group of former heroes dubbed the Phoenix Group emerged, determined to continue their heroism despite losing their powers. Under the guidance of Batman, they trained alongside non-superpowered heroes. Simultaneously, Ray Palmer, the Atom, became a victim of Lex Luthor's experiments, leading to his demise. The Phoenix Group uncovered Luthor's sinister plans and rescued their kidnapped comrades, defeating the tech villains and Lex Luthor. Tragedy struck as Kyle Rayner succumbed to Sonar's final attack, but the surviving heroes, including Superman and Wonder Woman, found solace and closure. 2 years later, Clark and Diana married, welcoming a son with extraordinary abilities and signaling a new era of possibilities. JSA, The Liberty File, 2000. This tale was penned by Dan Jolly and illustrated by Tony Harris. Set in 1942 Egypt, our central figure, the Bat, allied with two new comrades, the Clock and the Owl, forming the covert trio known as the Unholy Three. Their mission was clear: track down Jack the Grin, a cunning smuggler absconding with classified information about a mysterious German secret weapon. Racing against time, they strove to reach Jack before the Germans, who held crucial plans. Their success laid bare the German weapon as an Übermensch, or Superman. While the Owl met his demise, the Bat and the Clock were dispatched to Switzerland to rendezvous with an informant on the German Superman and former agent Terry Sloan, alias Mr. Terrific. Their journey took a somber turn as the Scarecrow caused the tragic death of Sloan's fiancée. Reclaiming his Mr. Terrific identity, Sloan assisted the Bat and the Clock in pursuing and neutralizing the Scarecrow. Uncovering a broader conspiracy, they discovered that the Supermen, alongside Hitler and Nazi leaders, were spearheading a military offensive in Egypt. Upon arrival in Egypt, they unveiled that the Superman was actually a Martian manhunter, possessing the ability to absorb thoughts through touch. The Martian had been manipulated by Hitler to exclusively absorb his perspective. The Bat intervened, allowing the Martian to touch him and exposing Hitler's deception. Recognizing the reality, the Martian switched allegiances, aiding the Allies in overcoming the Germans, just as the Allies deployed their own super soldier, a young individual adorned as Superman. Batman Gotham Noir 2001, crafted by Ed Brubaker and illustrated by Sean Phillips, this Elseworlds narrative unfolded in 1949, revealing a gripping tale of mystery and corruption. Private investigator Gordon found himself entangled in a challenging missing persons case. Club owner Selina Kyle sought his help in escorting her friend Rachel Hollingsworth, and Gordon, driven by a mix of past connections and financial need, agreed. As Gordon escorted Rachel to an elite party, tensions rose with Mayor de Haven, who had a history with Rachel. Altercations erupted, and Gordon, battered and intoxicated, awoke the next morning near Rachel's lifeless body. District Attorney Harvey Dent orchestrated Gordon's release, exposing a partnership with Jack Napier to bring down de Haven. Batman confronted Gordon about Rachel's death, unveiling a deeper conspiracy involving corruption. Gordon faced kidnapping by criminal elements seeking Rachel's incriminating journal, but Batman's intervention secured his escape. Joker, formerly Napier, sought vengeance on Gordon, who became the prime suspect in Rachel's murder. Batman and Gordon crashed de Haven and Zuko's party to apprehend the Joker. A revelation at the party exposed de Haven's involvement in Rachel's death. In a climactic showdown, Gordon shielded his wife and daughter from the Joker's attack, sacrificing himself. In a poignant moment, Gordon's wartime trauma, involving a life-altering choice to save Bruce, was unveiled. Harvey later confessed at Gordon's grave, revealing that Batman was an invention to instill fear in criminals. The tale explored corruption, sacrifice, and the blurred lines between reality and illusion. Batman Hollywood Night 2001. This grounded Elseworlds tale was written by Bob Layton and illustrated by Dick Giordano. Byron Wyatt was a multi-millionaire actor, producer, and director who owned Gotham Studios and made and starred in the famous Batman serials based on popular comic books. He was assisted by his stunt coordinator and friend, Rob Davis, who also played Robin. However, the owner of the Arkham Studios, Jack Joker Napier, ran a criminal empire of his own and wanted Byron to stop and give up the studios. When he couldn't coerce Byron anymore, he had his man Winter kill the entire shooting crew and shoot Byron in the head when they were shooting at Death Valley. Byron, who lay dying in his Batman costume, was saved by a local drifter named Al Penny. When he came to his senses, he only remembered that he was Batman and that his friend Byron was killed by the Joker. He began a mad crusade as Batman in Hollywood against the Joker. He met Davis, who wanted to bring Byron back to his senses, so he helped him while dressing up as Robin. Davis tried to negotiate with the Joker, but he was kidnapped. Byron rushed to the Joker's lair as Batman. There, Winter cornered Byron and showed him recordings from his earlier life, which kicked back his memories. Just as they were about to be shot, Al intervened and shot Winter. Byron gave Joker a chase, who was in turn killed by the bullets meant to kill Byron, shot by a dying Winter. Byron recorded the whole face-off, and Arkham Studios had to go bankrupt to pay $5 million for the Death Valley massacre. In the end, good triumphed over evil, friendship persevered, and art prevailed. Batman League of Batman 2001. This narrative serves as a direct sequel to Batman Brotherhood of the Bat and was written by Doug Munch and illustrated by Mark Bright. Set in a distant future still grappling with an ongoing plague, Talent united Batmen from various gangs to distribute a global vaccine. Meanwhile, Ra's, mutated and revived at Teotihuacan's pit, aimed to activate pits worldwide, eradicating the virus but also threatening humanity's existence. His plan envisioned a dominion of cyborgs under his rule. Raz's cyborgs killed many of the Batman. He had his accomplice Moon's son clone the original Bruce Wayne and brainwash him into assassinating Talia and Talent. Bruce, now the monster Batman, learned the truth about the actual Batman but killed Talia anyway. He, however, hesitated to end Talent and went back to Ras seeking answers. Talent managed to regroup the League of Batmen and attack the Pyramid of the Moon at Teotihuacan. Meanwhile, Bruce went through Ras's archives, found every truth about Batman and decided to stop Ras. A fierce confrontation unfolded between the League of Batmen and Ras's cyborgs. Talent attempted to thwart Ra's from reactivating his machine, but suffered defeat. Bruce intervened, incapacitated Talent, and engaged in a solo battle against Ra's. In the climax, Bruce destroyed Ra's machine, sacrificing himself in the pit and taking Ra's and the pit with him. With victory achieved, Talent entrusted Talia's blood sample to Moon's son to clone Talia, whom Talent intended to raise as his daughter. Batman 9 Lives, 2002. This Elseworlds narrative was written by Dean Motter, with illustrations by Michael Lark. Set in the 1940s, the story unfolded as a detective noir mystery. Batman discovered Selina Kyle's lifeless body in the sewers. Both Bruce Wayne and Private Eye Dick Grayson were romantically involved with Selina, sparking a joint crusade to uncover her killer. Commissioner Gordon was equally determined to find the murderer. As the narrative progressed, it was revealed that Selina, nicknamed Catwoman, owned the Kit Kat Club, using her allure to save it from financial ruin. However, she turned to blackmail, possessing secrets about Gotham's criminals. Simultaneously, Gotham's villains, including Joker, D.A. Harvey, Cobblepot, and Freeze, planned to loot the Gotham Municipal Vault under the sewers, housing Selina's locker with socialite secrets. Amid the ongoing investigation, a chaotic brawl erupted as Gotham's goons clashed, resulting in the demise of Harvey, Freeze, and Joker. Batman exposed Croc, Grayson's carnival friend, as the accidental killer. Croc mutated into a beast in the sewers and inadvertently killed Selina. Cobblepot was later killed by Hagen while attempting to escape. The story concluded with Bruce, Dick, and Barbara providing alibis for each other, avoiding murder charges, and asserting that Selina's death was an unfortunate accident, not murder. Batman Planetary Terra Occulta, 2002. Written by Warren Ellis and illustrated by Jerry Ordway. We see an alternate version of JLA Face-Off with an alternate version of Planetary in this Elseworld tale. In this narrative, Diana Prince, a technologist, writes about her alienation in man's world. Using planetary portals, she arrived in Gotham for a Wayne Enterprises party where Dr. Julius Erdell explained the time-track loop theory. Bruce Wayne interrupted her, inviting her to Wayne Manor. There, Bruce revealed a conspiracy by Planetary involving advanced technology and the murder of Clark Kent's parents. The trio headed to Dr. Erdell's lab, discovering a dangerous time loop. Amid chaos, a green-skinned alien emerged, attracting Planetary's attention. Ambrose Chase appeared, triggering a fight. Despite casualties, they gained Chase's planetary portal generator. Opening a portal to Planetary's moon base, they faced force fields and Elijah Snow's threats. Clark was shunted into space and left to die. Snow demanded information, threatening gruesome consequences. Diana and Bruce escaped through the Watchtower, encountering dead Green Lanterns. Diana battled Jaquita Wagner, who had destroyed Paradise Island. Bruce faced Snow, revealing past injustices. Bruce, protected against Snow's powers, defeated him, but Diana killed Snow to ensure justice. With Planetary defeated, Diana and Bruce contemplated their next steps for the liberated world. In space, Clark Kent's lifeless body orbited the moon. Batman, Detective Number 27, 2003. This story was written by Michael Uslan and drawn by Peter Schnersberg. In this alternate reality tale, Bruce Wayne diverges from the traditional path of becoming a vigilante. Following the tragic loss of his parents, he devoted himself to refining his detective and espionage skills, eventually joining a clandestine organization known as the Secret Society of Crime Fighters. Preceding him were 26 esteemed detectives, among them Alan Pinkerton, Teddy Roosevelt, and even Bruce's loyal butler, Alfred. Bruce held the title of Detective Number 27. The Knights of the Golden Circle unfolded a malevolent doomsday scheme involving the crossbreeding of the Datura plant with the Devil's Backbone airborne spore, refining its toxicity over 75 generations to achieve lethal purity. Bruce, investigating the case, uncovered a shocking truth. His own father, Thomas Wayne, led the Golden Circle and masterminded the devastating plot. Thomas faked his death, sacrificed Martha, and kept Bruce alive as a witness to perpetuate his mission. As Bruce confronted his father, attempting to dissuade him from the catastrophic plan, a tragic climax ensued. Thomas, while attempting to assassinate the president with the toxic strain, plummeted to his demise. JLA Age of Wonder, 2003. This story was written by Adisak D. Tantimed and illustrated by P. Craig Russell and Galen Showman. The narrative unfolded during the 1876 Philadelphia Centennial Exposition, introducing Clark Kent, aka Superman, and his collaboration with innovators like Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. Batman, initially a supporting character, rose to prominence during a complex geopolitical landscape. As the League of Science grappled with advancements and conflicts, portrayed as an integral member, witnessed the League's evolution and challenges. When Lex Luthor's machinations threatened global stability, Batman played a crucial role in uncovering the truth. The League faced moral dilemmas, including Superman's apparent demise and subsequent return. During World War I, Batman contributed to the League's efforts against a technologically advanced Germany. Luthor's sinister plans involving Diana, aka Wonder Woman, unfolded, prompting Batman to confront her for redemption. In a climactic battle at Wardenclyffe, Batman, alongside Diana, thwarted Luthor's destructive ambitions. Superman's resurrection led to the creation of the Justice League of Nations in 1930. 2013, aimed at preventing global conflicts. Batman's enduring presence underscored the narrative's exploration of morality, technology, and the consequences of power. The saga culminated with Superman's pursuit of lost time with Lois Lane and the aftermath of Lex Luthor's execution. Batman, The Golden Streets of Gotham, 2003. The Elseworlds story was created by Jen Van Meter and Tommy Lee Edwards. Bruno Vanikov was a lower-class worker whose parents perished in a significant industrial fire as a result of employer Joe Chillingham's carelessness. He committed himself to combating the vice and corruption that not only killed his parents, but also countless lower-class laborers throughout the city of Gotham. He began his quest as Batman and used to rob the rich and give the money to the poor. He was inspired by the ideals of Selina, a local union leader. He was joined in his quest by James and Barbara Gordon. However, he was convicted for a serial killing going on in Gotham. He took refuge in Alfred's Theatre, where he befriended acrobat Dick Grayson. With his faith restored in the system, Bruno started investigating the murders and found out that a man named Jack Smart, who was working for Chillingham, was the killer. Jack played a clown at Alfred's Theatre and was clinically insane. When Jack attacked, Bruno dressed up as Batman and saved Chillingham. Chillingham had a change of heart, confessed his negligence to the public, and gave himself up to the police. Selina revealed the mayor's corrupt operation, which was actually her father. With his quest at an end, Bruno gave himself up to the police to let justice take its course. Batman Nevermore, 2003. This story was written by Len Wein and drawn by Guy Davis. In the urban landscape of Baltimore, a disturbing sequence of homicides unfolded. The victims were none other than dismembered individuals affiliated with the Gotham Club, their lifeless forms accompanied solely by the ominous presence of a large raven. Edgar Allan Poe, a young and aspiring writer, stepped into this grim scenario as an investigative apprentice reporter for the renowned Baltimore Sun. His assignment involved delving into how the Raven murders had impacted the Gotham Masked Ball, focusing on interactions with the club's members. In the course of his inquiries, Poe crossed paths with the Batman, who was the alleged Raven at the crime scenes. Unbeknownst to Poe, the Batman was concurrently engaged in solving the enigmatic case. Despite their collaborative efforts seemingly drawing them closer to the truth, the elusive killer continued to leave a trail of deceased Gotham Club members, dwindling their numbers until only two remained, Bruce Wayne and Professor Jonathan Crane. Subsequently, Batman astutely concluded that Crane was the perpetrator. Together with Poe, they confronted Crane during the masked ball, resulting in a climactic confrontation. However, a twist in the tale emerged as Hubert, an orderly member of Dr. Oozer and another Gotham Club member, took Crane's life. In the aftermath, Bruce Wayne bid farewell, leaving a lasting impression on Poe, who found inspiration in this harrowing experience to embark on his writing journey. JSA Liberty Files, The Unholy 3, 2003. This is a direct sequel to JSA The Liberty File, from the same group of creative talent. In the aftermath of the war in 1948, the Bat committed himself to combating criminals in Gotham City. Previous allies, the Clock and Mr. Terrific, distanced themselves as Sloan attributed blame for his fiancée's death. The Clock returned to a civilian identity, Rex Tyler, resuming his corporate role. Reactivated as government agents, the Bat and the Clock allied with a new agent, Clark Kent, aka Superman, who, despite lacking experience, assumed leadership of the team. Their mission revolved around pursuing former KGB agents, the Parasite and Steel Wolf, employed by an unknown party. In Berlin, they uncovered that Superman was, indeed, Zod, a psychopathic Kryptonian. Zod eliminated the Parasite, absorbing his powers. During a meeting with the Sandman, the group acquired information about the Trigger, a device capable of simultaneously detonating global nuclear reactors. The Lantern, possessing crucial intelligence, fell victim to Zod's attack. Zod located the device in Chernobyl, incapacitating the Lantern and narrowly allowing the Sandman to escape. He told the truth about Zod to the Bat and the Clock, summoning covert agents like Mercury, the Hawk, the Huntress, the Atom, the Tornado, and the Star. The Bat confronted Zod. As casualties mounted, the remaining members struggled against Zod. Seeking Sloan's help, Mercury introduced a formula replicating Superman's powers. Empowered, the Bat triumphed over Zod, binding him to the Chernobyl device. Though the formula nearly proved fatal, the Bat survived, reconciled with Sloan, and harbored plans to reform the Unholy Three upon recovery. Superman Red Sun, 2003. This Elseworlds story was written by Mark Miller and illustrated by Dave Johnson. On Earth 30, the parents of a young boy fell victim to the bullets of Stalin's police force. In the aftermath, this boy harbored a burning desire for revenge against the police leader, Pyotr Rozlov. As he matured, he embraced an anarchistic ideology, ultimately adopting the persona of Batman 2 decades later. Batman, now a symbol of rebellion, became the most sought-after figure in the Soviet Union, a perpetual thorn in the side of the Russian government. He orchestrated orchestrated various terrorist attacks against the Superman administration, skillfully eluding capture by Roslov's security forces on every occasion. In the eyes of many, Batman was deemed immortal, a manifestation of the ghosts of 1,000 dead dissidents, returning to disrupt Superman's communist utopia. His notoriety elevated him to legendary status in the eyes of his nemesis, Superman. Batman firmly believed that by eliminating Superman, he could effortlessly achieve his vendetta against Roslov. To execute his plan, he incapacitated Wonder Woman using her own lasso and lured Superman to an isolated location. Employing simulated red sunlight to weaken Superman, Batman's strategy hit a snag when Wonder Woman, having broken free, destroyed the red sun lamps. Despite being cornered, Batman adamantly refused surrender, opting for a defiant act. In a final act of defiance, he shared Roslov's plans with Superman and triggered a bomb within his own body, opting for self-sacrifice. Following his demise, the legacy of Batman was adopted by the Batman cult, which, with Luthor's support, continued the fight against crime on the streets of Moscow. JLA Another Nail, 2004. This is a direct sequel to JLA The Nail and was written and drawn by Alan Davis. In this story, a year after Apocalypse's conflict with New Genesis, the Green Lantern Corps stepped in to prevent widespread devastation. Big Barda assumed the role of a Green Lantern after the loss of a fellow comrade. Barda and Mr. Miracle successfully thwarted a catastrophic device, causing Darkseid to disperse across the universe. The central power battery weakened, Green Arrow faced mortal injuries, and Superman grappled with formidable challenges. Kal-El's powers diminished during a mission, prompting him to take a hiatus and deepen connections with the Kents and Lois Lane. The Justice League investigated disruptions in the fabric of space-time. Batman, operating independently, encountered Deadman and learned of demonic incursions on Earth. A demonically empowered Joker assaulted Batman. Barda and Mr. Miracle uncovered the Limbo Cell, a devouring entity responsible for the disturbances. Superman's attempt to eradicate it proved futile until Amazo, now equipped with Oliver Queen's intellect, intervened. Queen sacrificed himself to eliminate the Limbo Cell, restoring order to reality. Batman descended into hell alongside the Joker. While the Joker was lost, Batman was rescued by the spirits of Robin and Batgirl. Overcoming his tumultuous past, Batman reunited with the Justice League, symbolizing the resolution of cosmic threats and personal challenges in this intricate narrative of sacrifice, heroism, and the enduring essence of beloved DC characters. Batman: The Order of Beasts, 2004. This tale was created by Eddie Campbell, Darren White, and Michael Evans. In 1939, on the brink of World War II, Bruce Wayne, accompanied by Alfred, was embroiled in a sinister mystery in London. As Batman, Wayne confronted Nazi spies, a masked cabal, and a deranged killer while navigating high society. Amidst ballrooms and espionage, his sleuthing self delved into a subterranean world of secrets and ritual murders. To unravel the enigma, Wayne gained the trust of Inspector Frank Constantine, infiltrated the secretive Order of the Beasts, and discovered a transformative truth. Each man must become a beast in order to truly know himself. Ultimately, the killer was revealed to be Hathaway, a member of the cult whom Batman helped to bring in. Marvelous verdict. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today. We're back home at Earth Q. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed our video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that button, subscribe for more fantastic content, and ring that notification bell to stay updated on the next schedule and destination of our Elseworlds Express, because we'll go on further adventurous journeys again to the Elseworlds and back. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.